stages before, so I'll figure it out.
Just don't lean forward.
Right. Yeah, I was over at an event in Minneapolis tonight. Some of you probably know Bobby and Steve's. I like going there because I grew up on Island. I love Godfather's Pizza, and that's one place where I can find it around here. What was really odd was seeing a Rembrandt painting on display there before you go inside. And they felt the need to remind people that it was a copy. It's like, yeah. What gas station or car repair shop would have real art on display, let alone outside? Guess they have to allow for some of the dummies out there. Let's see. Where else did we begin? Oh, well, of course, I had to turn to comedy as a coping mechanism because I have another family. There's my mom, who's a verbally abusive hypocrite, and she sent me a letter last week that told me that her surgery went well, and she gave me a lot of gory details about all of it. And the tamest thing she told me about was how she was going to have a colonoscopy eventually. It's like, okay, I don't know how to respond to all of that. Just is what it is, I guess. Oh, I go to Herbert Gerbert pretty often. I work downtown. I go to one on Wabasha, and the order taker there knows me pretty well because I'm there most every Friday. And she happened to see my overflowing wallet that has a lot of receipts on it. It's like, what do you keep them for, Lyle? For taxes? It's like, no, I'm not sure why I keep them. And some people I know that can't get my name right, so I use an ordering alias when I'm at some of these places. And she still calls me about that name even after she found out what my real name is. It's like, well, that's fine with me. I mean, I just want to get in and get out of my sandwich, so do you need to know my real name? No. Well, it's nice to see some of the poets out here. I know that when I went to a poetry slam one time, I ended up writing poetry about rap musicians. Yeah, I know, really original. But then I ended up writing about what I think is the best example of excellent wordsmithing in rap, and it wasn't even a rap song. It's Hook by Blues Traveler. But it's really catchy, especially that part at the end where it's speeding up and frontman John Popper is getting angry. Second in through range container Anne Boleyn. Never thought it'd be possible to mention TV Dog and a wife of Henry VIII together, but they rhyme. I write a blog as well. I probably should have gotten bigger writing gigs by now, but as a history major, I still like touring the homes of famous writers. I used to live in suburban Chicago, and in March I went back to that area and I toured the Ernest Hemingway home. And it almost ended badly for me there because I like pictures, and I wanted one particular portrait that was on the wall there. Except I ran out of room, and I ended up walking backwards down the steps, and I saved myself before I ended up falling down the steps. Think of how weird that would have been if I'd gotten badly hurt at Ernest Hemingway's home, a writer that committed suicide due to mental illness. And I was there on Friday the 13th. That would have made the news. But I'm accident prone. I'm really surprised I haven't ended up in the hospital because of that. I mean, I'm always tripping over my own feet when I'm going too fast up steps. What else? Oh, I like smashed pennies as souvenirs, maybe because they're really cheap. I had a coworker telling me about how they now have a smashed penny machine at Union Depot in downtown St. Paul, so I went over there to get one. And this weekend they had a big train day celebration, and it was nice to meet Sprinkles the Clown there. And I said, when I think of Sprinkles, I don't think of a clown. I think of what they put on donuts. But thankfully she posed for a picture. And I said, I'm like Vivian Meyer. I take pictures of nearly everything. And I usually confuse people when I talk about Vivian Meyer. Then I just have to say she was a Chicago nanny that took a lot of pictures, and most people didn't see them until after she died. And one of her claims to fame was working for Phil Donahue. So I think I get a few people when I talk about Phil Donahue if they remember him. Yes, there were talk show hosts before Oprah Winfrey. And there have been talk show hosts since Oprah Winfrey. Oh, let's see, what else can I do here? Oh, well, there's internet dating. Yeah, I look like this, and no, it is not going well. I had a relationship of over 2 years, and then when that ended, I went back to internet dating because that's how I met her. And I just can't believe some of the pieces of work that I meet or decide not to meet through the internet dating. One of them is from Iowa like me, and then she got condescending wanting to tell me how far away Mount Pleasant was from Iowa City. I went to college in Iowa City, and then how famous is the Thresher Festival. Yeah, I knew that too. I'm a pretty sharp guy. I read a little. I think many people in Iowa know where Mount Pleasant is and have heard of their Thresher Festival. Festivals are everywhere in Iowa, and I guess around here too. People want to celebrate a sense of community, and I see nothing wrong with that. I guess I also want an excuse to drink beer. Can't forget that one. I'll have to admit, that's why I go to Oktoberfest New Ulm every year. And hey, I love the music too, and I want to celebrate my German ancestor. I had a German great-grandma that I never met that moved from there. And the funny thing was that my dad apparently, the only German he learned from his grandma was the swear words. I guess it's nice to be able to know how to swear in another language, but come on, Dad. Couldn't you have learned more than just that? Nope, sorry. I guess that's my time. Thank you, you've been great.